Are you inflamed, or do you feel like there's a lot of inflammation going on within your body and you just don't know how to fix it? Maybe you just don't want to get on a long-term medication. You'd rather do something with your diet or maybe take some supplements to help decrease inflammation. Hey everyone, Dr. Priest here. Now, inflammation is really important to understand. This is a normal immune response. It's a healthy immune response. But what happens when it gets out of control is that it leads to many issues, chronic diseases, chronic pains. There's not one system within the body that's unaffected. High amounts of inflammation, that is sustained, unregulated inflammation, is linked to poor health in pretty much every single system of the body. So when we're looking at this, it can affect the brain. There's neuroinflammation. It's going to contribute to dysregulating your hormones, cause skin issues, muscle soreness, and muscle issues. It can affect the bone, liver, kidneys, pancreas, GI tract, as well as your overall blood, and even more beyond that. But inflammation can contribute to degeneration and all sorts of problems in all of these areas. So it's important to keep it in check. Now, how do we do that? It's through diet is the best way. The number one driver of inflammation is actually carrying excess body weight. But then number two has to do with what you're consuming, what you're eating, everything like that. Honestly, when it comes to inflammation, there's a lot of addition by subtraction. Many people ask me, what supplement should I take? Should I be on this? What about turmeric? This and that. But truly, addition by subtraction is going to be the most powerful way to see rapid results of decreasing your levels of inflammation. Number one would be sugar. Sugar drives inflammation through a process called advanced glycation end products. Excess sugar in your bloodstream just binds to proteins, and that is really problematic and damaging. So reducing or eliminating sugar consumption is going to drop your inflammation levels extremely quickly. Number two would be getting your fatty acids in line. When we consume these vegetable oils, peanut oil, canola oil, soybean oil, these are all highly inflammatory oils, whereas olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, butter, these are more anti-inflammatory oils. So keeping your oils in check is really important. Now, when you're eating processed foods, they usually throw in a lot of these fake oils, especially like soybean oil. That's really popular nowadays, but that drives inflammation levels. So being aware of your fatty acids is really important. And also on this level, I also recommend taking EPA, DHA, a fish oil combination. That's 1 to 3 grams per day of that is generally safe for most people to help decrease your inflammation rapidly. Number three would be processed foods. Processed foods contain a lot of fillers, additives, and they have a laundry list of ingredients that raise inflammatory levels. Ultra-processed foods contribute to more than half of our dietary calories in America, and reducing those and replacing them with whole foods is going to decrease inflammation substantially. Number four, I already mentioned this, is food additives, dyes, preservatives. The body doesn't always know what to do with them, and in order to eliminate them properly, it has to go through a few extra steps, thereby increasing overall inflammatory levels. Additionally, you can get an immune response to some of these things that are foreign, especially red dye. Some of those things we go back and forth on. Is it safe or is it not? I think it's dangerous until proven safe, as well as many of these preservatives, which are banned in Europe, but are somehow still legal here in the United States. The processed foods have a lot of these ingredients that aren't really safe, and it's better to eliminate them and stick with a whole foods diet. Number five would be cutting out food allergies, especially gluten and dairy. If anyone has high levels of inflammation, I recommend immediately take away gluten and dairy. You need to try this out for 3 days at least, just to see how your body responds. Gluten does increase inflammation for every single person that consumes it through a pathway of the gut, and dairy will typically do the same thing as well. And it's not the lactose we're concerned with, it's the casein, which is the other more slower absorbing protein that can lead to inflammation for people. Number six is going to be reducing your overall carbohydrate intake. Carbohydrates do have a place. They are good, especially for people who are trying to perform in sports, but important for mitochondrial function, which is the powerhouse of the cells of your body, would be reducing your carbohydrate intake. Whenever you have high intake of carbohydrates, it makes your mitochondria slow down. It becomes sluggish and it causes issues. That would be important, especially if you're trying to generate energy for the body. So reducing carbohydrates is not a bad thing. How do you do that? Increase your vegetable intake. Vegetable, fruit, and meat. That should be a solid core of the diet, which is why number 7 is actually addition. It means adding in way more vegetables, green leafy vegetables. A big variety of vegetables is highly important, and fruits. So increase your overall vegetable and fruit consumption. And I recommend a paleo type diet where you're eating meat and vegetables and some fruit. And for some people, nuts. That is the pathway to decreasing inflammation fast. Hope you learned something from this video. Have a great day.